So it's the end of May, and we've had tons of rain, so everything's feeling a little overgrown, a little wild. Lots of things have bolted. So there's mustards. So poor little Artemisia that's never really been able to find its footing here. Travescantia. That looks like a dahlia finally about to flower there. Lavender's about to flower. Sage is done. Should probably come cut some of that back. Just need to pull these mustards up. And all those little mustards. Most of them bolting. Got a borage popping up there. That is the nigella I put in. And come back and pull those guys. Kale's still doing okay. That looks like it might be some fennel coming out. Zinnia. And another mustard's going to seed. Another zinnia popping up. My little poppy's looking kind of sad. I don't think the poppies are going to happen back here. Dahlia's about to happen back there. And is this a kale? That one's pretty bug-eaten back there. Penstemon. Another zinnia back there. A delphinium. Catmint. A yarrow's finally in bloom, which I very much appreciate. Some more hyssop. Mondo grass. It's like the last sea holly. If I waited too long to put those out, or if they don't like these conditions either. So maybe sea holly isn't happening up front. Hooker is in bloom. And we put in a couple of columbines. I believe that's an eastern columbine I put in. Sedum, prickly pear cactus, which putting on a lot of new growth. Another sedum. Alright, let's come around. The grapevine that grows in the crack there that is probably 100 years old, because it just keeps coming back. Bigger and better. French lilacs I transplanted here. Wine and Spirits by Jella. Looks like she's already put on some new growth, so that's exciting. I'll come back around this way. Have a look at what else is back here. Looks like bachelor's buttons popped off and fell over. Another one there. Another Tradescantia back there. It's like another penstemon, something either stepped on it or bit some things off of it. Other columbine and nigella. Let's see here. How far do I want to go? Let's walk in this way. It's getting to the point where I might be stepping on something. I try really hard not to plant things in my walkway, but you know. Did put in a rue right there, meadow rue. Have another penstemon under the pecan tree. There's a baby sage. And I feel like there's some things over here to check in on. The yarrow popping up. And what else? Okay, well, don't see anything else that I need to look at. We'll go around the other side. Oh, almost forgot these guys. That is a Brazilian verbena. I did walk right past those. And a wild garlic. And that is, this one had a different name, but I've bought it before. It's called a black and blue salvia. So that's exciting. Another dahlia about to bloom. Got some columbines here. Columbines. Alright, and then this was a major project. So I don't know if it's big enough for me to officially call it a swale, but that's its intention. Oh my gosh. I think I had a bear come through and check things out. That is a bear print in the mud. How wild. Okay, so I built this swale, and it's not super deep, but I filled it with river rocks and then held back some of the soil on the other side with bigger rocks from our yard. We have a crumbling retainer wall and various other things that stones have come from. They're just all over the place here. But I did plant it up with bear paws. And we have opal basil and purple ball basil, columbine, sweet wormwood, artemisia, another columbine, and that is purple ball basil, I believe, or opal basil. I had two different varieties. Scabiosa, dark flowered variety that I don't remember the name of. That's amaranth. They had a couple little guys in there, so maybe they'll make it. So they've got a lot of things popping up already. Some grass, more wormwood, scabiosa, amaranth, scabiosa, wormwood, scabiosa. So we have some hollyhocks here, gladiolus, and then hibiscus. And you know, it's funny, all this green I did put in baptisia plant, false indigo, and I think that's what I was looking for. Just remembered that's what I was looking for, and I don't see it. It's in there somewhere. Penstemons in bloom, and little yarrows popping up. I probably need to come back in and cut back some of the evening primrose since it's so wild and out of control. Different wine and spirits. Second one. I got the third one in the ground on the other side. Some poppies. And we go French lilac. Come around to this side. There's the wine and spirits. That guy. More hollyhocks. Go this way and come back. The raspberries are getting very tall, probably about to pop off. And I probably need to make it my business to go get some kind of some stakes and wires to hold them up before they all are in the trees over there. Anise hyssop has gotten very tall over here and still hasn't bloomed. It would be lovely. Purple catmint needs to be moved, maybe divided. Salavatsky pomegranate. These guys are a pseudothera, type of lily that hasn't bloomed yet. I put those in last year, so I'll be able to see those. They're white with like a red throat. So it should look nice with the 9 barks. Okay, hollyhock. We have a couple hollyhocks blooming here. Didn't see you guys, my apologies. Alright. Nice plants in there. Oh, gardenia's blooming. Pomegranate tree is blooming. And this one I've had forever. And it hasn't bloomed in at least 8 years. So, got some zebra crossing dianthus here. Come up and deadhead that. Little Dracula dahlias coming out right there. Is Barracuda calla lily, like that guy. There's my little mix that's popped off. Got a Dracula dahlia there, and an Arabian Nights dahlia there. Peonies are all done, and I do have clematis climbing up there. Another gardenia hiding underneath. And those guys were killed down to the ground a couple years ago. Fig tree, I mentioned her. Where it was just bitterly cold for a really long time. Lavender, they shaped up a little bit, which looks a little better. But yeah, they died down to the ground and I thought they were gone, and then they came back. Macrocephalus viburnum, Chinese viburnum, is sterile. Okay. Liriope and gladiolus. Heucheras and hostas. Now, so the cicadas are almost done, but they're still around. The cicada song is not as loud as it was, so I could only assume that they're about to be done with all the excitement. But yeah, hosta's about to bloom, looks like. So you have Ajuga, Heuchera, black mondo grass. So in the shade garden here. My black lace elderberry, just still holding onto a cicada shell. A toad lily back there, I got from a gardener's sale. Different heucheras. Oh, I found another tag that was called Violet Ice. And I'm wondering if that isn't violet ice. Instead of the one that just said it was black, which is not helpful. Eastern columbine, looks like something's chewing on it. Right. Elderberry, that was grown from cutting. Good job, little guy, all on my walkway. Let's see here. Lots of hostas and heucheras. I did put in more columbine. Those probably won't flower until next year, because that's how the ones I put in last year worked, I'm assuming. Black lace elderberry grown from cutting. And these guys, columbines. Lots of hostas. Hostas are fully out. About to make flowers. This one's in my walkway. Come back and give it a trim. Alright. And then the last part of the shade garden, the hellebores are pretty much done for. More heuchera, apricot heuchera, and then there is pulmonaria back there. Lungwort looks like maybe he's trying to make flowers. Painted fern, that made a baby. So I'll let it grow a little bit and then maybe I will move her. Another elderberry from cutting. This one's definitely a little bushier, not as happy as that first one, but very happy nonetheless. And hellebore. Oh, there's another baby. Oh my goodness, I just saw this. For the painted fern. I can't reach it. Oh my goodness. You're making friends. I appreciate that. Okay, and then last but not least, oak leaf hydrangea. Still putting on new growth. Not making flowers quite yet. I think that is it.